It's that time of year again. Like clockwork, I get sick and I have a delayed top 10 movies of 2025. We survived another 365 days of cinematic chaos. And it was a weird year. We had vampires in the Jim Crow South, Liam Neeson fighting a snowman, and Paul Thomas Anderson turning Leonardo DiCaprio into the dude. I watched a lot of movies this year. Some broke my heart, some broke my brain, and some just made me want to never play ping pong again. So grab your popcorn, maybe a Xanax, because we're counting down my top 10 movies of the year. And these are the movies I've seen. I might have some blind spots here and there. Let's start with my number 10, which is Bugonia. Yorgos Lanthimos remaking Save the Green Planet? Say less. This is a paranoid, conspiracy-fueled nightmare that feels like the most bizarre apocalypse in history. Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone are, as always, a power duo. It's weird, it's uncomfortable, and it tackles conspiracy theories in a way only Lanthimos can, by making you laugh while you're absolutely terrified. It's a niche film, but it's our niche. Number 9, Frankenstein. Guillermo del Toro finally gave us his gothic tragedy. Visually, this movie is like a painting. Oscar Isaac plays Victor with this delicious arrogance, and Jacob Elordi is heartbreaking as the creature. My only gripe, del Toro loves the monster a little too much. He's almost too sympathetic. I miss the duality of the book, but purely as a piece of gothic art, it's quite stunning, and I'm super glad I saw it in the theater. Number 8, 28 years later. The wait is over. Danny Boyle shot this on iPhones and it looks incredible. The opening is intense, the alpha infected is terrifying, and we even get Ralph Fiennes building a bone temple. The ending does get a little bit weird. It kind of put me off a little bit, and it put off a lot of people. We're talking Power Rangers Survivors weird. But as a return to this world, it's ambitious, emotional, and smart. And I've already got my opening day tickets to see the Bone Temple. And I'm glad the third film apparently got greenlit. Number 7, No Other Choice. Park Chan-wook is back. He is not messing around. This is a scathing, spot-on criticism of capitalism that really digs into how our identities are tied to our work. It's stylish, it's brutal, it's Korean cinema doing what it does best, making you feel deeply uncomfortable about society while looking absolutely gorgeous doing it. He does that fine line of tension and comedy masterfully in this. I haven't had a chance to review this since I've been sick, but I look forward to talking about it. It's a masterpiece in social satire. Number 6, Weapons. Zach Cregger is 2 for 2. This is a psychological horror puzzle that feels like a dark fairy tale. It's 80% horror, 20% comedy, and 100% stress. Josh Brolin and Julia Garner are fantastic, and the way the mystery unfolds is just masterful. It's not just jump scares, it's a slow erosion of your sanity. I think I rated this a little lower on my original review, but the movie has kind of stuck with me and has made it to this list. I just hope the apparent prequel that they're making to this doesn't dilute this one. Number 5, The Long Walk. They finally adapted Stephen King's bleakest story, and they didn't pull any punches. It is brutal, it is violent, yes, and there is a poop scene, but it also is deeply emotional. Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson carry this movie. The ending left me feeling pretty hollow, and I think that was the point. It's hard to watch, but an essential one. This kind of brought me back to how I felt about some of Stephen King's other adaptations, like The Shawshank Redemption. I had those same emotions watching that I do The Long Walk, and I think it's one of the best Stephen King adaptations in recent memory. Number 4, The Surfer. This is like a psychedelic nightmare that feels like the Manosphere meets Mandy. Nicolas Cage goes full Cage as a guy slowly losing his mind over a surfboard in a local gang. Julian McMahon, rest in peace, has the most punchable face of the year in this. It's visually stunning, completely unhinged, and features a pocket rap moment that is going to be legendary. This is like the surprise on my list. I wasn't expecting to like this movie as much as I did. And I hope more people discover it because I don't see it being talked about very much, but it's definitely one of my favorite movies of the year. And I implore you to check it out. Number 3, Superman. The DCU is born and it is beautiful. James Gunn remembered that Superman is supposed to be a nice guy. David Cornsweet has that golden retriever energy. Rachel Brosnahan is the perfect Lois Lane, in my opinion. Mr. Terrific is the absolute MVP. It's not woke, it's just empathetic. It's funny, it's colorful, and it made me believe a man could fly again. This movie has me excited for future comic book movies, especially DCU movies and TV shows. Number 2, Marty Supreme. This movie is a cinematic panic attack. Josh Savvy made a ping pong movie that feels like open heart surgery. Timothy Chalamet is magnetic and repulsive all at once. It is loud, it is frantic, and my wife absolutely hated it because Marty is a terrible person. But that's the point. It's a masterpiece about the American hustle and American exceptionalism. I did not know where this was going half the time I was watching it, and that's what got me excited about it. It's like you're on a different adventure every 15 minutes. It's so frantic. It's not for everyone, but to me, this is absolutely one of the best of the year. Before we get to my favorite movie of the year, we have to talk about the ones that just barely missed this list. First, Together. Eat, Pray, Love meets The Thing. Allison Brie and Dave Franco in a body horror romance that is gross, funny, and surprisingly heartfelt. The weirdest love story of the year. Sinners. Ryan Coogler making a vampire movie in the South. Visually, a masterpiece, even though the horror element and some of the dumb character moments didn't really set right with me. But that music scene is absolutely my favorite scene of the entire year. The Lost Bus, Matthew McConaughey versus a wildfire. A little tragic by numbers, but the tension is real. It's one of those old school movies from the 90s I figured would be showing on HBO all the time, but it's definitely worth watching, I think. Much better than I was expecting. Lurker, Friendship meets Nightcrawler, a deep, uncomfortable dive into male loneliness and celebrity culture. Wake Up Dead Man, Ryan Johnson's messy, vibes-based masterpiece. Josh O'Connor is the MVP in this. I always enjoy these movies. It's just something you don't really see very well done, if at all, recently. But it does feel closer to Knives Out than The Glass Onion. And I love the gothic, almost sort of horror vibes to it. Final Destination Bloodlines. The best entry since the original, in my opinion. Gnarly kills with a surprisingly emotional core. And one of my favorite theater experiences of the year. It's like going on a ride at a theme park, but it could still be fun and not terrible. Dangerous Animals. Jaws meets Silence of the Lambs. Jai Courtney is having the time of his life, and like The Lost Bus, this seems like a movie I would probably see in the 90s. Some serial killer thriller on a boat, but this is executed so well. I had a blast watching this. It's definitely worth checking out. The Naked Gun. Liam Neeson fighting a snowman. That's it. That's the review. It's hilarious. And 2 surprises. Eden. Watch this. I didn't watch it in the theater. Ron Howard's surprisingly horny and trashy survival movie. I had a blast watching this. It's based on a true story. It's both kind of elevated and kind of trashy at the same time. I really enjoyed this much more than I was expecting. And The Roofman, a true crime flick that feels like a docudrama with an incredible tone. It's from the director of A Place Beyond the Pines. And the trailer made it look like a comedy, but it's definitely heavily drama with some comedy elements. And it's kind of fascinating how closely the movie followed the real life events. He even had like a mini documentary during the credits, which these movies that are based on true events, they all should do that, I think. My number 1 movie of the year is One Battle After Another. Here it is. Paul Thomas Anderson gave us a modern masterpiece. It's 3 hours of adrenaline, politics, and hilarity. Leo DiCaprio is channeling the dude. Benicio del Toro is one of the coolest characters in recent memory. And Sean Penn plays the most pathetic white supremacist in movie history. It's a film about love versus hate. It lands the plane perfectly. It's funny, brutal, and deeply human. I'm not even a big Paul Thomas Anderson fan, and I absolutely love this movie. It's just a cinematic masterpiece. The chase scene at the end is just very Hitchcockian, and it balances a lot of the heavy themes that are currently happening in today's climate, but it does so perfectly, unlike Eddington, which I hated. But I think this movie is going to live on for a while as like a time capsule in the times we live in currently. And that is the list. What did I miss? What did you hate? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this list, appease the algorithm gods and smash that like button. Let's see if I lose my voice at the end of this, and well, I'll see you in the movies.